I've already been to twice as many train shows this year as in the past few years combined. This left me a little rusty in terms of finding deals and inspiration. So today we're going to talk about tips for getting the most out of your next train show visit. Hey everybody, my name's Jimmy. Today I'm drinking at Friday Coffee Roasters Colombian blend out of Lowell, North Carolina, and this is Coffee and Trains.
This video is brought to you with support from my patrons on Patreon. These videos would not be possible without them, and if you'd like to join the Patreon community, you can follow the link in the description below and join for as little as $1 a month.
Train shows are so much fun. There are few places in this world where our hobby is so concentrated, but it can be overwhelming, especially if it's your first time. And there are a few tips and tricks to knowing what to look for, finding a deal on what you want, and getting inspiration from displays. So let's hop right into that with the first tip, which is to bring cash. More and more vendors at train shows are carrying the ability to accept payments from cards or other payments like PayPal, Venmo, Cash App, all of those. But there are still plenty who will only accept cash, especially the guys that are selling used equipment. But carrying cash at a train show has another really great benefit. Cash is an excellent negotiating tool. If you want to purchase several items from a single vendor, you may get a better price by saying, I have this much cash, will you accept it for these items? Now the vendors may say no, and that's totally okay. But I found that a lot of vendors are willing to make this deal. I've gotten a lot of my rolling stock that way, including the last 4 tank cars that you guys may have seen, plus a lot of my box cars and a lot of my hopper cars as well. So that's a really great way to get a deal on rolling stock. The second tip that I have is to come in with a plan, especially if you're going looking for buying things. So even small train shows can have dozens of vendors, and trying to find something you want without having an idea of what that is can lead to not getting what you want and not getting anything at all when you wanted to pick up something. So look at your collection and figure out exactly what you want to expand it. This way you know what you should pay attention to. Right now I'm working on building unit trains and things like that, so I'm looking for auto racks and more intermodal cars and things like that. So once you have that, you'll be able to figure out exactly what you want. If you're an antique Lionel collector, then you'll only be giving attention to those tables full of Lionel trains, for example. Now, this being said, the third tip is to have some sort of list of dream items to be on the lookout for. These are things such as special edition sets or special rolling stock or locomotives that are hard to find and that you've always wanted. Personally, I am always on the lookout for anything Southern Railroad in N-scale, especially the tuxedo paint scheme, especially locomotives that are DCC equipped or DCC ready. Before we continue, let's talk about some of the coffees you guys are drinking. Chris Ridd is drinking Nespresso's Ethiopian this morning with froth milk and no sugar. Mr. Debt Free, I like that username, Mr. Debt Free, is drinking Army Chow Hall coffee, and Rabbit Hole Railroad is drinking Maxwell House, good old-fashioned Maxwell House. If you want to tell me what kind of coffee you are drinking, you can leave that in the comments below. If you're a coffee roaster that would like your coffee featured on Coffee and Trains, you can reach out to me at the email in the description below. Okay, let's get back to those tips. Tip number 4 is all about checking out those displays. These can vary from track on table meant to show off locomotives to highly detailed modular layouts, and some of them can get pretty creative. Now, you can get a lot, and I mean a lot, of inspiration from these displays. A great example of this is this modular layout that I saw that has this rock formation right here that uses drop ceiling tiles to make it. I know, right? That's really cool. It's also a lot of fun to see other layouts in action. Like this one that I saw at the last train show that I went to, that was an American Flyer set that was rigged up with buttons so that kids could push them and operate the accessories. It's also great to see all these other layouts in action, because a lot of times we may just see only our layout or just a few close friends layouts in person and see the rest of them on video or on the internet or something like that. So to see other layouts actually running on display and get to look closely at their layouts and their scenery and things like that is a great way to get some inspiration. The fifth tip I have is to enjoy your time here and live a little. As I said in the beginning, train shows are one of the few times that so many model railroaders can be found in one place. So take these tips to your next model train show and snap a couple of pictures on your phone, buy something you really, really want, and hang out with your fellow model railroaders. You really can't go wrong there. Thank you so much for watching. Until next time, I'm Jimmy from the DIY and Digital. Stay safe, be kind, drink some coffee, and happy railroading.